Right, this should be take 4. Take 5, rather. Right, so you had Kanzi and Malika, Austin and Sherman, right? 2 pygmy chimps and 2 bonobo chimps. These were being used to compare the language acquisition between bonobo, their pygmy chimps, and common chimps. So basically, Kanzi and Malika, the 2 pygmy chimps, were reared in an environment that just generally used lexicograms around them. Humans would use them around the chimpanzees and would use them when communicating with the chimpanzees. Whereas Austin and Sherman were specifically trained in a lab to use a voice synthesizing keyboard, lexigram keyboard. Anyway, so what they found was that after Kanzi started using the lexigram properly, I think it was 2.5 years of age, they started recording over a 17-month period all of the utterances that he made. The entire study was done over a 10-year period, but they only report on this 17 months. Just check some of the information I've got. Yep. So the early words that Kanzi learned were stuff like orange, peanut, banana, bedroom, apple, chase, and Austin. And these were from sort of 30 months of age, whereas they were some of the earliest ones, because later he learned stuff like coffee and bread. Anyway, and then you had Malika started using it at 17, I think, and they started recording the utterances. And it was stuff like milk and tea and surprise. So those were the main things you'll want to use in sort of questions like what were the words that Kanzi learned before training. Which, just to add, Kanzi and Malika were never trained as per se, because it was all just natural the environment picking up from how they were reared and brought up. Uh, blah, 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 stuff. Right. The findings were basically that Kazi and Malika, the pygmy chimps, comprehended with a larger amount of ease everything that was being done with in terms of communication with them, and that they were more able to comprehend spoken English words, and they were more able to use the lexigram. They did so more frequently, and they concluded that pygmy chimps exhibit symbolic and auditory perceptual skills that are distinctly different from those of common chimpanzees. This was all because pygmy chimpanzees were used because they're believed to have a closer language system to humans, really, I suppose, I think. But that's that. In terms of coming up, I've got the cognitive approach video. That will be up in a minute. I'm probably going to be recording these all in one batch and then maybe releasing them slowly, but I might release them all at once. I'm not sure.